If you're over 65, you might be making everyday diet choices that don't just affect your health. They could actually be aging you faster. And here's the surprising part. Most seniors are making at least one of these mistakes every single day, without even realizing it. Think about that for a moment. You could be doing something as simple as pouring your morning juice, skipping a certain food, or reaching for an easy snack, and unknowingly adding years to how your body feels and functions. But don't worry, you're not alone. These mistakes are incredibly common, and the good news is, once you know them, you can start turning things around immediately. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 5 biggest diet mistakes seniors often make, why they speed up aging, and most importantly, what you can do instead to stay strong, independent, and vibrant. And let me give you a little warning. The last mistake is one most doctors never talk about, and it might just shock you. So, if you've ever wondered why you feel more tired than you should, or why staying healthy seems harder than it used to be, this is your wake-up call. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to take back control of your energy, your independence, and even how young you feel inside. Welcome to Senior Strong Living. This is the place where we talk about the little changes that make a big difference in your health, your strength, and your independence. Every week, we share simple, science-backed tips designed especially for seniors who want to feel better, move easier, and live life on their own terms. So before we dive into the 5 diet mistakes you need to avoid, take just a moment to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a new video that could help you or someone you love stay healthy and strong. And if you find something helpful today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with a friend or family member. You never know, it might be the one piece of advice that changes their life for the better. Now, let's take a moment to talk about why diet matters so much after 65. See, once we hit this stage of life, our bodies don't work quite the same as they used to. The truth is, your metabolism naturally slows down. That means the same meals you enjoyed in your 40s or 50s might now lead to extra weight, sluggishness, or even health complications. And it doesn't stop there. As we age, we begin to lose muscle, a process called sarcopenia. Without enough of the right nutrients, that muscle loss can speed up, leaving you feeling weaker, less steady on your feet, and more at risk of falls or injuries. Another thing many people don't realize is that our bodies don't absorb vitamins and minerals as efficiently anymore. Nutrients like vitamin B12, vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium, all essential for brain power, bone strength, and energy, can quietly slip through the cracks if your diet isn't adjusted. And let's be honest, the consequences aren't just about lab results or numbers on a chart. They show up in everyday life. That afternoon fatigue. The aches and pains that don't seem to go away. The foggy memory. Even the loss of confidence when you're out walking, climbing stairs, or trying to keep up with the grandkids. Here's the good news, and it's important. Every single one of these challenges can be influenced, even reversed, by the way you eat. The food on your plate can either speed up the clock or slow it down. And that's exactly why these 5 diet mistakes we're about to uncover are so critical. Because once you know them, you'll be able to choose meals that don't just keep you alive, they help you thrive, feel stronger, and stay independent for longer. Mistake number 1, relying too much on processed foods. Now, I get it. Processed foods are quick, easy, and often inexpensive. When you're tired or just don't feel like cooking, that frozen dinner or packaged snack can feel like a lifesaver. But here's the hidden danger. Those convenient foods are often loaded with salt, added sugars, unhealthy oils, and preservatives. And over time, they don't just fill your stomach, they speed up the aging process inside your body. High salt levels, for example, can raise your blood pressure and put extra strain on your heart. Excess sugar leads to inflammation, which is one of the fastest ways to age your skin, your joints, and even your brain. And those unhealthy oils? They can quietly clog your arteries and rob your body of the good fats it desperately needs. Think about it. That microwavable meal, those packaged crackers, or even that can of soup might seem harmless. But eat them often enough, and they slowly drain your energy, weaken your bones, and increase your risk of chronic illnesses. It's like adding tiny drops of rust to your system day after day. So, what can you do instead? You don't have to give up convenience. Frozen vegetables, pre-cut fruits, or even batch cooking simple meals at home can be just as easy, and a whole lot healthier. Choosing whole foods, things that look as close as possible to how they grew in nature, gives your body the fuel it needs to stay youthful and strong. But here's where it gets interesting. Some experts argue that not all processed foods are harmful. For example, canned beans or whole grain breads can still offer good nutrition. What do you think? Are some processed foods okay in moderation, or do you believe it's better to avoid them altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Mistake number 2. Not getting enough protein. Now, here's something many people over 65 don't realize. Your body actually needs more protein as you get older, not less. Why? Because with age, your muscles naturally shrink and weaken in a process called sarcopenia. Without enough protein in your diet, that muscle loss speeds up, leaving you feeling weaker, more tired, and even more prone to falls or injuries. Think about the everyday moments. Getting up from a chair, climbing a flight of stairs, even carrying groceries into the house. All of these depend on strong muscles. And if your diet isn't giving your body the building blocks it needs, those simple activities can start to feel harder than they should. Here's another important point. Protein isn't just about muscle. It also supports your immune system, helps your body repair itself, and even keeps your hair, skin, and nails healthier. So, when you skip protein, especially at breakfast, you may notice more than just fatigue. You might see slower healing, more infections, or that feeling of running out of steam halfway through the day. The solution. Make sure you're adding good sources of protein to every meal. That could be lean meats like chicken or turkey, fish, beans, lentils, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even protein shakes made with seniors in mind. And remember, it doesn't have to be a huge portion. Even small amounts spread throughout the day can make a big difference. But here's the catch. Some people worry that eating too much protein might harm the kidneys. And while there's still debate on this, many experts agree that for most healthy seniors, the benefits of getting enough protein far outweigh the risks. So let me ask you, do you think seniors should be cautious with protein, or should we be focusing more on getting enough of it every single day? Share your opinion in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Mistake number 3. Eating too much hidden sugar. Now, when most people think of sugar, they picture candy, cakes, or cookies. But here's the real problem. Sugar sneaks into so many foods you'd never expect. Things like flavored yogurt, granola bars, breakfast cereals, fruit juices, even those healthy, low-fat snacks at the store. Why does this matter? Because sugar doesn't just expand your waistline. It accelerates the aging process in your body. There's a process called glycation. It's when sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins, damaging your cells and tissues. The result? Wrinkles in your skin, stiff joints, foggy memory, and a higher risk of heart disease and diabetes. Have you ever noticed that sudden afternoon crash after a healthy snack or drink? That's the sugar spike and crash cycle at work. It drains your energy, makes you crave more sugar, and keeps you stuck in a loop that makes you feel older than you really are. The solution is to start looking more closely at what you eat. Swap fruit juices for whole fruits. Choose unsweetened yogurt instead of flavored ones. And always check food labels. You'll be amazed how often sugar hides under different names, like corn syrup, maltose, or dextrose. But here's where it gets tricky. Fruit also contains natural sugar, and some people say too much fruit can still age you faster. Others argue that fruit, with all its fiber and vitamins, is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. So what do you think? Should seniors limit fruit, or is it perfectly fine as long as it's whole and natural? I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. Mistake number 4. Not drinking enough water. Now you might be thinking, I don't feel thirsty very often, so I must be fine. But here's the thing, as we get older, our sense of thirst naturally weakens. That means by the time you feel thirsty, your body may already be dehydrated. And dehydration doesn't just make you feel a little tired. It can speed up aging in ways most people don't realize. Dry, wrinkled skin, more joint pain, constipation, even confusion or dizziness. All of these can be signs that your body is craving more fluids. And over time, dehydration puts extra stress on your kidneys and your heart. Here's something many people get wrong. They confuse thirst with hunger. So instead of reaching for a glass of water, they grab a snack. That habit can lead to unnecessary weight gain and even more health issues down the road. The solution. Make hydration part of your routine. Keep a water bottle nearby throughout the day. Add slices of lemon, cucumber, or berries if you want a little flavor. Herbal teas and water-rich foods like melons, oranges, or cucumbers can also help keep you hydrated. But here's the debate. How much water is enough? Some experts say 6 cups a day, others say 8, and some suggest even more depending on your activity level. The truth is, it isn't the same for everyone. So let me ask you, how much water do you think is enough for someone over 65? Do you go by a set number of cups, or do you just listen to your body? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is one area where opinions really differ. Mistake number 5. Ignoring micronutrients and healthy fats. Now, here's the truth. Most people think about calories, carbs, and protein, but very few pay attention to the tiny nutrients that quietly keep the body young and strong. After 65, deficiencies in vitamins and minerals become much more common, and if you're not careful, they can speed up the aging process. Take vitamin D, for example. Without enough of it, your bones become weaker, your muscles tire out faster, and even your mood can sink. Or vitamin B12. When levels drop, you may notice memory lapses, tingling in your hands and feet, or just that constant low-energy feeling. And let's not forget magnesium. It helps your muscles relax, supports your sleep, and keeps your heart rhythm steady. Then there are healthy fats, especially omega-3s. These are like gold for your brain and your heart. Without them, you risk inflammation, memory decline, and even stiffer joints that make every step harder than it should be. In other words, ignoring these nutrients is like skipping the very tools your body needs to stay youthful and independent. So what can you do? Focus on foods rich in these nutrients. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines, nuts, seeds, leafy greens, eggs, and fortified foods. And yes, sometimes supplements are a smart option if your doctor recommends them. But here's the interesting part. Not everyone agrees on supplements. Some experts insist they're essential after 65, while others argue you should only rely on whole foods. What about you? Do you believe supplements are necessary for seniors, or do you think food alone is enough? I'd really love to hear your perspective in the comments, because this is one of those questions where there isn't just one right answer. So, let's take a quick step back and recap what we've covered today. The 5 diet mistakes that can age you faster after 65 are: 1. Relying too much on processed foods. 2. Not getting enough protein. 3. Overeating hidden sugars. 4. Skipping hydration. 5. Ignoring micronutrients and healthy fats. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to fix everything overnight. This isn't about perfection. It's about making small, smart changes that add up to a big difference over time. Think about it like this. Every meal is a choice. You can choose the foods that weigh you down, drain your energy, and make you feel older. Or you can choose foods that fuel your strength, sharpen your mind, and keep you independent for longer. I've seen it time and again. 2 people the same age, but living completely different lives. One feels constantly tired, struggles to get through the day, and slowly loses confidence. The other is still walking strong, laughing with friends, and enjoying life to the fullest. The difference. Often, it comes down to the small daily choices around food and lifestyle. And here's the best part, it's never too late to turn things around. Whether you're 65, 75, or even 85, your body can still respond positively when you give it the right care. Every little improvement you make is an investment in your future self. Now I'd love to hear from you. Out of these 5 diet mistakes, which one surprised you the most? And here's another question. Do you think supplements are truly necessary after 65, or do you prefer to get your nutrients from food alone? There's no single right answer, and your opinion could really help someone else in our community. So share your thoughts down below in the comments. If this video spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend or family member. Sometimes just one small piece of advice can completely change someone's health journey. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss our weekly tips. Here at Senior Strong Living, we're building a place where seniors like you can find the support, knowledge, and encouragement you need to live stronger, healthier, and more independent lives. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Here's to your strength, your energy, and your wellness, not just today, but for all the years ahead.